Hello, today I wanted to talk about graveyard magic, but specifically dirt magic with graveyard magic and maybe a little bit of crossroads magic as well. And I'm going to make this into a short video today since I don't have much time, but I hope you stick around and watch this video for some knowledge on graveyard and dirt magic. So some people don't know that dirt magic comes from many traditions, but the ones that it specifically comes from is African American hoodoo tradition, European folk magic, and Latin American. And dirt magic has been around and used by witches for years, especially graveyard magic. And I'm going to talk about a few things that tie in to what you can use it for with your ancestors, as well as just using it in spell work. So the first thing is, if you are entering a cemetery, be very respectful, especially before you use any type of graveyard dirt, any dirt magic specifically, anything at all. And what I do when I enter a grave, before I even ask my ancestors or when I'm drawn to a grave, I put a penny there. And I ask the spirits, or I tell the spirits, thank you for letting me enter where your vessel is laying to rest. And I'll walk in the cemetery and I'll look around and kind of just feel the area, get connected to the graveyard. Sometimes I'll go back a few times before I even take graveyard dirt, just so I know that I'm being respectful to those spirits, because respecting spirits is a very big thing for me, and it should be for you as well. And if it's an ancestor spirit, sometimes it's a little bit easier to get a yes on taking the dirt. So let's say I'm going to my dad's grave and I need some dirt for a specific working. Mainly graveyard dirt is used in like curses, which I don't really do any of that type of magic. I used to when I started out, but I really don't anymore. But you can use, graveyard dirt for like banishment, hexes, curses, and any of those things, or like black magic. But if I were to go to my dad's grave and tell him, Dad, is it okay if I take this dirt for this specific working? And, my dad might even say no, but that's fine. If he says no, I'll respect that. But if he says yes, and I get a strong sense, and once you start working up your psychic abilities, you'll know a strong yes or no, especially if you hear spirits or see spirits. I tend to hear them, and I sometimes tend to see them, but I also have like this feeling that it's a yes or a no. So I'll just, if you want to go up and if it's a yes, you can take the graveyard respectfully. One thing I also recommend is wearing gloves when you get dirt, because graveyard dirt can be kind of icky. But I'll take that dirt and I'll use it for my working. And usually if you're using ancestor graveyard dirt, you can use it for protection and guidance, because you can also use it in workings for protection and guidance with your ancestors. Another thing is, if you had a soldier or someone they fought in the war, or you're drawn to a specific grave that has, served in the military, you can use those types of workings for courage and strength and in times of war and hard times, and that work can be used in your rituals to help with those types of things. So those are a few things. In European folk magic, a lot of times they were used, dirt was used for like protection, a lot of protection, because I love folk magic. I don't specifically do that, but I know that a lot of folk magic is tied to like a lot of protections and things like that. So you can use it for protection as well. Like if you have a folk practitioner as an ancestor, specifically using that dirt for protection is going to come a long way. And those are a few things. Now let's talk about crossroads dirt. Oh, and also, before I get into crossroads magic, so also if I am drawn to a grave that I don't have any ties to, they're not an ancestor, I don't know them, but I feel drawn to them, I will, sit with them, talk to them, and sense if it's a yes or no. And if they let me use their dirt, I'll give them a flower. I've given them chocolates and things just for a thank you. It's just a respectful way that they're giving you something and I'm going to give them something in return. It's just kind of like a relationship in your life. If a friend does something for you, you should feel called to do something for them in a different way, but a nice way as well, if you get what I'm saying. And a few other things, like if you do a lot of crossroads magic, which I do, like sometimes I'll go and sit at a crossroads and do some spell work, or I'll give offerings to like the forest spirits, Hecate, or whatnot. You can use that graveyard dirt for working with your liminal spaces, your shadow self, maybe helping with which direction you should go. And also you can use it for banishment as well, but specifically liminal spaces. And sometimes when we feel like we're in a liminal space, we need some help. And that dirt from that crossroads will help guide us to which way we need to go next in that liminal space. So those are just a few tips on, graveyard dirt crossroads magic. And I also always leave a offering at the crossroads. I never look back at the crossroads, specifically if it's something like that I'm laying down from the past. Like if I lay down like a few things, like if I burn a few, so let's say I want to burn like a few bay leaves to like let things go at the crossroads, and I won't look back. I never look back. And using that dirt to help me get past that as well will help a lot, working with that crossroads dirt magic. So I hope that helps. I am going to be making some more videos about this. This is not everything that you can use dirt magic for, but there's also, if you want to go to a bank and you need help with financial stability, and this has nothing to do with graveyard dirt, you can take, be very careful, but you can take dirt from a bank and you can use that in your financial workings. And let's say you want to get justice on a situation and you have to go to court. You can go, to the, let's say, wherever it's at, like the police station or whatever, you can grab that dirt and you can use it in that justice working, and it can help you in that court date or whatever that you have going on. So those are a few things, but like I said, graveyard magic is very, very important to be respectful of spirits. Spirits have boundaries, and you don't want to cross the boundaries of the spirits. Just like people have, humans that are still alive have boundaries. Humans that have passed have boundaries, if not even more boundaries, because you're literally visiting where they're laying to rest and you're asking them for help. So always leave offerings, always be respectful, and be sure to protect yourself when entering a cemetery. And I hope that helps. If you have any questions, you can comment below. I'll have some more videos on bone magic soon, as well as some other topics of being a death doula, Lakachian witch.